Consistency is the power. That is my favorite phrase, and I believe it is true in real life. And I thought it was from some proverb, but it was from a man who lived in Japan in 19th century. So, hey guys, I'm Koji. What's up? And I'm trying to tell you something and that might help you elevate your life. And today's topic is consistency. And now the phrase consistency is the power is a really potent phrase and very concise and I think it's the truth. And the the phrase itself is actually come from something something the man said. I written a script. The the composition he worked on. The actually it was a short essay and essays a book of essays, and I I forgot where I learned that phrase, and I didn't notice, and I wasn't acknowledged, but I searched it and I found about the man, and his name was Yako Sumioka, and he lived in 19th century. He born in Hiroshima, Japan, and he used to be a school teacher, or elementary school teacher, and after 9 years, he decided to be a preacher for 100% work on his entrepreneurship. He doesn't say himself as an entrepreneur, but looking at his history, it actually he is an entrepreneur, and and he met a book from one iconic religious religious person, and way back in I think it was 18th century or 17th century, named Shinran, and the person was from Buddhism and pure Buddhism, and and the person, the Shinran, wrote a book, and the name is Tanisho, and Yako met the book Tanisho, and actually the monk lived in near his house, gave him the book, and he treasured it and he loved it and fall in love with it, and he he really loved the concept and the philosophy of what is conveyed through the book of Shinran, and he started to write the essays based on to trying to convey the philosophy to other youth people for his brethren, and it was the start of his entrepreneurship on that. So actually, he may be categorized as a religious preacher. However, what he taught is not a pure Buddhism. It's about a philosophy of to be well-being. So to me, it's not a pure religious, or and it's about personal development, mainly focused on mentality. And I love his word, and I didn't know the phrase was from him, and but after I searched it and I remembered that I love to read about those kind of motivational short essays, and the phrase that Yako wrote, the consistency is the power, is actually is the part of the short essay. And the whole sentence was aspirations determine personality. Consistency is the power. So that's the whole phrase, the whole sentence within the short paragraph. And the short paragraph itself focuses on focuses on importance of pursuing the one path. So and his primary teaching is, it says, youth, pursue pursue one path. That is the way to live. That is the motto or primary teaching of Yako. And the phrase itself: aspiration, determined personality, consistency is the power. So that is potent, and I really love it, and it's my favorite phrase. And actually, I think it's true in real life. It is easy to prove. You just look around any successful people, any successful individual, pick one and look at it, how they doing, how he or she is doing, and pursuing in their own way, pursuing in their own path. How, for example, uh, Taylor Swift. Okay, Taylor Swift. Look at her. She pursued the musical life, musical path for decades, and she has consistency to working her own self, and she built own kingdom through the consistency. That is really strong. And any other successful people you want and you like, and look at her and look at him, and study how he or she becomes the current status or current position. Every successful person pursuing their own path with consistency and for a matter of decades. And that's true. So consistency is the power, is actually truth. Now, to be consistent to pursuing the one path is really hard actually. It's really hard to be consistent. So that's why you need to be strong to to be consistent and working at the one path, the choice of yours, and the strength you earn through the consistent pursuing the aspiration. So as Yako said, you you should be strong, and you should be strong to pursue one path and commit yourself into the one path, and that makes you super being, super hyper person, and that's all starts from you. And I believe you can do. I believe you have the strength to pursue the one path, and it is hard. That's why you do. That's the reason you pursue your goal, or pursue your aspiration, pursue the path that you aspire. That's the goal. I mean, that's the way you go. Be consistent and just pursue the path you aspire. Okay, guys, that's the message today, and thank you for listening. And I hope this episode helps you a little bit, and better life, better habits, better life. And I love you guys. I see you in the next episode. Peace.